Before building a house, you need to prepare the ground for construction. And in my case, that involves rock breaking and flattening the ground for the house to fit. Because this hill right over here would have made the house sit too high. It's a somewhat complicated process for normal people like myself, and you need permits to handle explosives, which I don't have.
Oh, silly me.
And doing it by hand? Nope. The reason why this hill needs to be demolished is because the house was allowed to be built here when the building permit was approved even before I purchased the property. Besides, building on a hill provides a sturdy ground that won't move, unlike soft soil, like sand or clay might. So I hired a company to flatten it out and remove the huge hill in the middle. They drilled many holes, like this one's over here, and that one. Oh, and did I tell you about this one? Filled them with some sort of explosive compound, I think, and pushed a button. This was done many times to ensure the hill was reduced enough to allow diggers to start flattening the place. Unfortunately, I don't have that much footage of it, but my neighbor caught some of it from their house. They live right there, and they have the best view of my build. Even better than I have. Because I'm literally filming this in front of a green screen. A week went by, and it's now a completely different place than when I started with. All the greenery is gone, alongside many trees, almost too many if you ask me, and replaced with this rough gravel. This will be covered with final gravel at a later stage, and eventually with some topsoil. But now during the building phase it's like this. The trees that were cut down are nicely piled onto the side here. These will be turned into firewood as soon as I get around to doing it.
And then there's gonna be that pile. It's got a bunch of branches and stuff. Some of it I can use as firewood, but the majority is just gonna be going to, well, I'll say landfill, but it's just gonna go down here. We're gonna fill up this place. And once some topsoil comes on top of it, it'll basically become soil.
There are some trees still standing that are damaged that I need to keep an eye on to see if they survive or not.
To be honest, that's not even damaged anymore. That's done for.
And if they don't, it's chainsaw time. I really like chainsaws. While the ground is being flattened, the necessary house connections are dug down as well for drinking water, rainwater, sewage, and electronics. Unfortunately, I don't have that much footage of it happening, but here's a clip of me pointing at different pipes and tubes. All the pipes, tubes, and wires are encased in extruded polystyrene, or what we would call fin foam here in Finland, which prevents them from being frozen during the winter. Nobody wants frozen pipes during the winter.
It's really sturdy stuff, this. Whoops. Let's put it back there. Forget I did that.
Because this is an off-site house built in a rural area, correct me if I'm wrong if it's called something else, it's not connected to the city's water or sewage infrastructure, which means I need to have my own. Technically, it could be connected, but it's really expensive to hook it up. Here is where the sewage and grey water is being held. Grey water gets filtered and distributed back into the ground.
That's where the grey water goes out.
Whereas sewage is being stored in a container and manually emptied with a sewage truck when full. Drinking water gets delivered from a pump in the ground, but that's yet to be drilled. It's probably going to be placed somewhere here, I think.
Right here.
Good job showing that. There are a few more things to be done before the house can be constructed, and that's to make the foundation. But that's an upcoming video, and that's a whole nother process. You also need to mark out where the house is being built, which is indicated by these very professional looking sticks here.
One pin over there. One pin over there. One pin behind the camera tripod. That's where the house is going to be.
This will later be measured exactly using proper tools, but for now, this is enough to get started. Believe it or not, these Wonka sticks are actually quite accurate, so long as nobody moves or touches them.
Don't touch it.
Everyone working on this project, either now or in the near future, needs electricity, and that has been worked on in the background and was actually one of the first tasks being worked on. A big electrical wire was placed underground from the mains and is being plugged into my fuse box.
Here's the temporary solution to the electrics.
While it looks a little janky, as a lot of things on this build apparently, this is enough for the time being and will be made proper later on. I promise. The fuse box over here has a copper cable plugged to it that runs in the ground. This is called grounding and is essential for safety and provides a low resistant path for fault current, reducing shock risk and directing surge energy to the ground, like if a lightning strike were to hit. I might be a bit off on this one, so correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an electrician, I'm literally just a guy making a video. Over there, and in this green screen. The cabin that already exists on my property, this old looking thing, is being demolished. It's quite rotten and needs so much renovation that building a new cabin similar to this is easier and probably cheaper. Hi, Editor Me here. I forgot to put a thing in the video. The door to the cabin was shut due to the temperature changes in the weather, so I couldn't get it open to film the rotten stuff, which you already saw, but I forgot to write in the script to show you how I got into the cabin. I technically had to break into my own cabin, so just enjoy this little funny segment, and then we'll get back to the video. There's an open window here. Right? It's got a tiny little latch on it, right over there. Now, if I can just find the right branch, I might be able to break into my own house. And when I say branch, I mean stick. Just like this. Let's hope it's not actually plugged at the top. There we go. And just like that, we're in. Now we just need to climb it. Okay, there we go. I think I can use one of these chairs that are right next to the window. I think this was planned for actually, right? Surely you wouldn't leave a chair like that unless you want people to climb into your house, or my house in this case. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh God. Okay. All right, I need to touch the floor. Oh God. Okay. I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. Okay, problem. If the key is not inside here, I need to jump out of the same place I came from. I did it. The door was just swollen. All right. Back to the video. The new one will be placed exactly on the same spot and will serve as my sauna, shower, and temporary office. I said in my previous video that I didn't know what I'll do. I haven't decided yet if I want to restore this place or if I want to build a completely new one. But after a lot of consideration, this is what's happening. Besides, the new cabin will have the same aesthetic and look as the main house, so it fits nicely together. At least that's the plan. I might even build an outhouse with the same aesthetic, because that would be cool. Who doesn't like pooping outdoors? Up, don't worry though, I can hear you screaming in the comments. Most things from within the cabin I'll keep. There's a lot of cutlery and plates that have an old vibe to them that I kind of like. This is locked as well, I can't, or is it? Maybe I just need to yank it. Okay, I'm not gonna force that open. These log burners and fireplaces are also valuable and will hopefully be put to use later on. Or I might sell them off. But they are way too nice to just blatantly be thrown away into a dump somewhere. There's even some tables and chairs that can easily be reused instead of buying new. Perfectly valid. Another temporary solution, but a very important one, was to make a Y-shaped road to and from the house. This one over here. Expert drone footage. Really good. I'd clap my hands, but I'm holding a microphone. This is because the road here to the property is very narrow and there aren't really any places to turn around on, especially if you're driving a big truck with a trailer on it, which I'm assuming the house delivery company will do, because they're delivering a house. When the house is being delivered, the idea is that the trucks driving will have a way to turn around using this Y road. Otherwise, they'd have to either back up all the way or find some other solution. Hopefully this works as intended. Now this is a very big project, for me at least, and I intend on capturing as much of it as possible. But if you have any questions or comments regarding this so far, please leave them down below, and I'll see you in the next one. I really, really hope that you can't tell that I'm reading from a script. The phone's right there, which is why I have the glasses on. So I could have the glasses like this and read the script. Also, this is the screwdriver holding a microphone. Quite ingenious. Okay, I'm off.